Very proud of the team, proud of the performance. What I asked for the team before the game was to put in a performance individually that they could be proud of as an individual, and also put in a performance that their teammates would be proud of. And they hit the mark on that, no doubt about it. I mean, if we'd lost that game, I would probably have filed a police report for criminal charges, because if we'd walked away from that game with nothing, that would have been a really, really tough. That would have been a really, really tough thing to take. So, delighted with the determination. I thought we bounced forward pretty quick. We didn't react to going a goal down in a negative manner. And I thought we were in the ascendancy for a long time before they scored. We had 10 players in the field when they scored off the throw. Sarah was out with an injury, so something we've got to look at fixing in terms of game management. But yeah, very proud of the team. And I mean, looking at the statistics, looking at the chances we had, that's the game that we should be walking away with 3 points. And you know, it sets us up really nicely, I think, for next week against Kansas City. But I thought there was some really good individual performances out there. I thought the team put in a solid performance. One chance in the first half that they had, and then the chance in the second half where they scored sort of comes from nothing. Apart from that, I don't really remember Jane having to do anything. But yeah, proud of the group. That would have been a really tough one to take if we'd walked away from that game with nothing. Apart from a decent performance.
Thank you. We'll go here in the front to Al.
Hey, Coach. Bouncing off what you just said, what did you think of Maria Sanchez's equalizer there in stoppage time?
Yeah, brilliant. Now, we talked about the need to make front post runs, and we weren't doing that enough. We weren't getting across their players in the box to give us a better chance. And Maria she threw herself at the ball, right? And you just need that. You've got to get people that are running across defenders in the box and show a bit of grit and determination to get there and make first contact. So that's the second goal that she scored on the front post. First one was against Gotham here. A month or so ago when Dee pulled back post and Maria went front post. So long may that continue.
You touched on the shots. I believe it was 21 to 8.
21 shots, yeah.
67% possession for you guys.
Yeah.
What are your takeaways from that?
I thought it was a really controlled performance from the team. Wanted us to be calmer on the ball, wanted us to show, take more individual responsibility and not pass responsibility on, and take the ball under pressure and give your teammate a pass. And I thought the players did that. Looking at some of the stats here, 160 passes in the final third, that's a massive number, that's probably our highest number of the year. 498 passes in total, 85% passing accuracy. For a team that came here and played a really low block, those are pretty good numbers. There were times when we could have gone side to side faster. We needed quicker passing to unbalance the opponent, and when we did that, we caused some problems. When we slowed it down, we made things a bit easier for them.
Nichelle Prince made her first appearance since rupturing her Achilles last November. Just your thoughts on her coming back?
Yeah, brilliant. Happy for her. Happy for her. Happy for the team. Happy for the club. Happy for me. Yeah, I mean, look, she was a massive part of the success last year. So to have her back on the field for this last part of the season is really exciting for her. It's exciting for us. Gives us a different dimension, a different edge. We've got to be patient with her because it's a massive injury. But buzzing. I mean, really good. She just brings an energy and brilliance takes a spark, right? And she's got a spark. So yeah, we are all happy to have her back.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Sam. We'll go here to the front. Dura's back with Jorge.
Coach, what does this tie mean to you and the team? At least getting 1 point rather than none, especially going into next week and looking at the stats.
Well, what I've preached about all year is about putting in performances, because it's the performances that are going to get us to where we want to be. It might not get us there tomorrow, right? But if we focus on the performance and the development, we will get where we need to be. So the focus is always on performances, right? But I never talk about having to win games. Nobody goes out to not win a game. So talked about a performance we can be proud of, and I don't think anybody would come off that field disappointed by their own performance. And that was the objective before the game. We wanted to have a good start. We wanted to be controlled. We wanted to be in command. We wanted to be confident. We wanted to take individual responsibility. And we did that. So we ticked those boxes. Didn't tick the conversion box, which is it's been a problem for us all season. But listen, I'm quite honest with you. I don't care how many goals we score. I just want to score enough goals to win games. And if it's 1-0, it's 1-0. If it's 2-1, it's 2-1. But this performance, I think, gives us a massive lift as a club and as a team and as a staff. It's a good performance to build on to next week. We haven't lost the game. We've got something to hold on to. We've got players coming back. We've got Michelle. We've got Chappie. We've got Soph. We've got Michelle Alozie, who played a different position today. So look, I think it's positive. The icing on the cake would have been 3 points, but this was really positive. A good step for the future.
And then you touched up on it right now, but what does it mean to have your World Cup players come back and trying something new today?
Yeah, I mean, just look, they're a big miss, right? They're a big miss. They're a big miss from a quality perspective, from a human being perspective, right? We miss those guys. They bring different energy, and obviously Soph is a really, really experienced player in the middle of the park, which she's a player that galvanises people and sort of connects the dots. And we missed her massively. So I'm delighted that she's back, but happy to have her back. Because internal competition is what drives the team. And now, on the back of that performance, right, there's going to be people that are going to be wanting to jump in and get in the team, and then there are going to be people in the team that are going to want to hold on to the spot. So I'm expecting a very competitive week of training. I expect it to people to be holding on to spots, and I expect people to be pushing for spots. And as a coach, you're in dreamland there, because that elevates the intensity and the quality. So competition for places now is going to go up significantly. And obviously, we've brought Sarah in. We've got Andresa turning up next week. So we're pushing in the right direction, and it's at a perfect time, to be honest.
And one last for me. Talk about competition with positions and everything. What benefit is for you to have Michelle Alozie as almost a versatile player for defense and for offensive, to offer you a different in the back or in front?
Yeah, brilliant. She's got great energy. I enjoy watching her play. I enjoy watching her train. I enjoy her personality. And if you're going to stick her in that position, why not do it after she's just played 4 brilliant games in the World Cup? So there we go, right? I mean, we talked about it before. We've looked at it. And we didn't have a need for it in the past, because she was giving us something different at the top end of the field. Today, we needed her in that position, and it might be a position that we look to use her more in the future.
And we'll close up here with Maggie.
I've got a quick question for you, actually. You're very brave wearing a cup shirt, anyway.
Yeah.
Good for you. And I'm not an Astros fan, but I just thought, wow. I'm surprised they let you in.
We'll close up.
As well.
We'll finish up here with Maggie in the orange.
Hello. You got your players back in one piece. That's all you wanted.
Yes.
You did. All right, I have a question for you. This is not with the dash, but there was a 16-year-old on the field
Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah.
And we're seeing that those younger and younger players go pro. What are your thoughts as a coach on that?
No, it's amazing. Man. I mean, if you talk about elevating the game, look, the game needs a bit of a refresh in this country, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I've worked at the youth level, had worked at the youth level for a long, long time, and there is a ton of really, really talented players around that 15, 16 age group. And in Europe, I think one of the reasons why we're seeing so many of the European teams now, on the club side and on the international side, one of the reasons why they are improving at a dramatic rate is because their younger players are in a professional environment at a lot earlier age, and that makes a massive difference. It would not surprise me to see, probably in the next 5 years, upwards of 50 young players in the league, and I think that's it's needed. If they have to be good enough, it needs to be a safe environment. We need to make sure that we are managing young players properly, so that we're not what we're doing in the Premier League level in England, which is bringing in tons of players and then casting them aside because they don't make it. So we need to make sure that there are resources there and policies and processes to make sure that we're not bringing young players in and disposing of them because it doesn't work out. But it's brilliant for the league, brilliant for the game in this country, I think, and we won't see the benefits of that at the national team for probably another 5-6 years. But I think the league needs it, especially with expansion next year. The league needs 52 new players. Right? I don't think all those players are coming out of college or from international. So we're going to need to keep the quality of the league and keep the competition high. We've got to bring more players in, and if they're young enough, they're good enough, or if they're good enough, they're young enough. So That's my thought.
Yeah.
Good for them.
World Cup final tomorrow night, or tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
We got England, Spain.
Is that a trick question?
No. Because when we spoke a month ago, you were like, absolutely not England in the final. It's not happening. And they're there.
I was playing it cool then. England, of course. I did say that I thought that there would be some teams that would get to the quarterfinal and semi-final that they wouldn't. I think that's brilliant for the World Cup. That's what the World Cup's about, right?
Yeah.
Giving a voice and giving a medium for players from Nigeria, from South Africa, right, from Jamaica, to giving them the visibility. Not just that we exist, but we exist and we're talented and we have something to offer. I think that's amazing. Best World Cup yet.
Perfect. We'll wrap up with that. Thank you guys.
That's it.
Yep.
Cheers, guys.